Ukrainian drone operators spotted a Russian tank and delivered a devastating strike. A second tank is targeted by Ukrainian drone operators, and the vehicle is completely destroyed. A third tank is then targeted. This heavily armored turtle tank is struck by 8 Kamikaze drones before it is destroyed. The first 2 Kamikaze drones halted the tank in a forest belt, where it became an open target for subsequent strikes. The drone operators take their time and then strike with precision. The drone takes its time, identifying the weakest point in the tank before delivering the strike. The final drone hovers overhead and drops the detonation, destroying the tank completely. In March 2026, Ukrainian fighters of the 42nd Mechanized Brigade repelled an enemy assault, using drones to destroy enemy equipment and positions. The counteroffensive began with monitoring supply lines and responding effectively to each enemy threat along the road. All enemy equipment was then destroyed by drone strikes, preventing any attempt by the enemy to withdraw. The second phase of the operation focused on destroying enemy hiding spots and positions. The operation was successful, and the lost territory was later captured by infantry forces. Elsewhere in the southeast of the village of Kostiantinople, in the Donetsk region, the enemy attempted to break through the defensive line and enter the settlement using turtle tanks, BMP-2s, and GAZ-2330 Tiger armored vehicles. Once again, Ukrainian operators using kamikaze drones were able to stop the vehicles and eliminate soldiers who had escaped nearby or were involved in the assault. These drones are effective because their small size makes them difficult to detect and destroy, and their production is cost-efficient. Drones have come to dominate modern warfare, as their rapid innovation and deployment have outpaced the development of effective countermeasures to prevent or stop attacks on equipment, personnel, and military assets. These captured footages best illustrate how low-cost drones, operated with skill, can destroy equipment worth millions. Drones can destroy even large military columns with ease, which is a key reason Ukraine has been able to inflict significant losses on Russian forces. At the start of the war, when Russian forces crossed the Ukrainian border, Ukraine responded by adapting quickly to the emerging threat. Drone operations became a key tool, enabling effective targeting of advancing units and helping counter enemy movements across multiple fronts. Russian generals now understand the threat drones pose to equipment and personnel, leading efforts to conceal assets from operators. But the prolonged war has also produced highly skilled Ukrainian drone operators, increasing their effectiveness in combat. For example, Russian forces made extensive efforts to conceal this tank, constructing a wooden trench and covering it with camouflage netting and branches. Yet, with a few kamikaze drones, Ukrainian forces were able to destroy the tank completely. In the north of Dubrova village in the Luhansk region and east of Torsk village in the Donetsk region, Russian forces launched an attack in the morning on Ukrainian positions. This resulted in the destruction of a Russian T-72B3M tank, a T-80BV Turtle tank, an APK-82A, and a BMP set on fire. This captured footage demonstrates how, in just a few hours in the morning, Ukrainian drone operators can destroy an entire Russian column, and how quickly engagements unfold in modern warfare. In response to the constant threat of Ukrainian kamikaze drones, Russian forces have developed tanks with additional armored layers. In this captured footage, a Russian T-72B3M Turtle tank is destroyed by an FPV kamikaze drone. The first strike halted the vehicle, leaving it immobilized. At that point, the crew abandoned the tank. A second strike then destroyed the vehicle completely, and the operation was successful for Ukrainian forces. In March 2026, Ukrainian drone operators conducted a mission in an unconfirmed area. Their objective was to destroy enemy equipment, including motorcycles, cars, and other transport vehicles, to prevent escape and disrupt supply lines. Captured footage shows the condition of these vehicles, particularly older Soviet-era cars, indicating growing strain on Russian transport resources as losses continue. With the war prolonged, shortages of basic equipment, including military vehicles, are increasingly visible across the battlefield. It is estimated that Russian forces lose approximately dozens of vehicles daily. This reflects broader losses in personnel, as inadequate or degraded vehicles reduce mobility, limit support, and increase exposure of troops during operations across the battlefield due to reduced protection and slower movement. In this Russian attack in the Donetsk region, Russian forces used various types of equipment, including turtle tanks, Desert Cross 1000 to 3 buggies, and infantry fighting vehicles to break through Ukrainian lines. Ukrainian forces launched continuous strikes, destroying each vehicle one by one until the attack was completely repelled. In addition to vehicles and turtle tanks, drone operators detected a stack of mines left beside a wooden fence. A Kamikaze drone detonated the mines, resulting in a large explosion. The entire counter-operation was successful for Ukrainian forces. In April 2026, Ukraine's 429th Achilles Separate Unmanned Systems Brigade destroyed a rare Russian IMR-3 engineering vehicle in a coordinated FPV and bomber drone strike. The IMR-3 engineering vehicle is designed for clearing obstacles, breaching fortifications, and supporting troop movement in combat conditions. This type of system costs millions for Russian forces, and its destruction results in significant operational and financial losses. From different directions in April 2026, in Mariupol and Zhuhai in the Donetsk region, FP-2 Kamikaze UAVs targeted Russian positions, destroying Tor-M1 air defense systems, Panzer-S gun missile systems, fuel tanks, logistics hubs, and ammunition depots. The targets and their destruction can be clearly seen in captured footage. These strikes are part of a broader Ukrainian campaign on Russian territory during the beginning of the year and spring. Deep strikes into Russian territory have created a new threat to valuable military equipment. The annual victory parade has also been canceled due to the threat of deep territorial attacks, with no Russian equipment considered fully safe. This leads to increased pressure on Russian logistics and air defense systems, forcing constant redistribution of resources, reducing operational stability, and limiting the secure deployment of equipment across multiple regions throughout ongoing military operations. For example, the new target spotted by drone operators is a Panzer-S air defense gun missile system used to protect airspace against drones and aircraft. It costs millions for Russian forces, and its loss reduces both defensive coverage and available air defense capacity. The next target is the Tor-M1 air defense system, used to intercept incoming aerial threats and protect key positions. It is covered with camouflage netting and protective measures, but the powerful strike of the FP-2 Kamikaze drone destroys the target completely. Its destruction is captured by another FP-2 Kamikaze drone. By destroying enemy positions, logistics hubs, and ammunition depots, Ukrainian forces reduce the enemy's ability to regroup, resupply, and maintain coordinated operations, weakening overall battlefield effectiveness and limiting sustained offensive capability across multiple contested sectors over time. Highly skilled drone operators combined with more capable drones that enable deeper strikes on territory increase pressure on Russian forces. This forces continuous adaptation in tactics and protection measures, reshaping battlefield dynamics and significantly influencing the overall course of the war in Ukraine. However, infrastructure such as ammunition production facilities and depots is difficult to relocate thousands of kilometers from the front line, as armored units and infantry require a steady supply of ammunition. Moving these facilities farther away reduces efficiency and can lead to shortages at the front line. The final strikes were directed at command positions confirmed by intelligence and relayed to Ukrainian drone operators. These command posts and logistical hubs were under constant attack. Ukrainian forces lost multiple drones during the strikes, while the damage inflicted losses on Russian forces valued in the hundreds of millions. If you stayed until the end, feel free to see more footage from the world's most critical conflict zones. Stay informed, stay engaged, and we'll see you next time on Iron Pulse Media.